Hey guys, I'm going to try something a little different here and just I'll talk about it going along instead of using text and we'll see how it goes. So first off, here's Dad getting ready. Here Dad and I just getting ready to leave the house in the truck. We're heading north, heading up almost to the Dalton Highway, and then we had to cross the Yukon River. Here's us crossing the river. And then north of the Yukon River, we crossed the Arctic Circle. And then we met up at Pump Station 5 with our pilot and loaded in a 180. And then flew to Bettles, where we changed out into that float plane, which is a Beaver. From the Beaver, we took off from Bettles and went to our hunting area. Along the way, just the scenery was beautiful. Fall colors were at their best. Just the yellow was amazing from the trees, and then from there we had picked out a lake to land on, so we unloaded our gear, and then the pilot took off and went back to Bettles, and we were there for 4 days, and then he was going to come back and bring our buddies, or so we thought. So once he took off, then we hauled all of our gear up to where we wanted to put the tent, and set up the tent in the bear fence, got all of our gear ready, and then grabbed dinner. And then the next morning, got out on the spot knob early, sat and watched for moose, and about 10 in the morning, this beauty came out. Looked at it,
got a bunch of
count
points too.
30 plus
It's got about
points.
30. About 30.
With the spot and scope,
going.
and we figured 58, 60 inches. So did my best to try to call it in. It was somewhat interested, but between the lake and just being a little earlier in season, it wasn't completely into my calls, so we thought we were going to be able to call it right up to us, and unfortunately here towards the end it had turned left when we thought it was going to turn right, and so I ended up having to get down there, run down, and I got down to about a little further right, but down past where it is now, and it was up on the hill on the other side of the river, and I made about a 450-yard shot on it. So I had to run all the way down there, and then made a good shot on it. So after shooting it, I had to come back up and get the pack raft to get back to it. And then Dad and I went across the river, and there it is where we found it. Great bull, 4 on one side draw tines, 5 on the other, 60-inch spread, 33 points. Just
beautiful. Beautiful news.
Great bull, so I was ecstatic.
So I shot him from over there about 450 yards.
Yeah, so
and we spotted him from all the way
got a bunch of pictures of it here.
Way over there.
And then got to work, so all the fun was over now.
Great first day.
So like I said, we got a couple pictures, then we started quartering out. Started about 2 in the afternoon when we started cutting on it. By 8 o'clock we had it quartered out. I carried it all down with my Barney's pack. Carried it all the way down to the river, which is about third half mile away. Had it all ready at the river in the morning, and Dad and I hiked back up to camp. On the way back we found that old caribou that didn't make it, so the next morning took the raft back over, loaded up this little 13-pound raft with about 1,100 pounds of meat and eye on it, and I paddled about a half mile down the river to the lake that the moose was on originally, which was about another quarter-mile hike from the river. So
that sucker's leaving.
Had to unload all the quarters again, put them back in the pack, and then 7 trips got everything over to the lake. So needless to say, my pack has gotten a lot of work out.
You got her.
But yeah, so there's the last load into the lake, all in the horns and the hide. So we set up that little tent there to keep the meat dry. Got a snow that night, so the meat stayed nice and cold. Looking around for caribou because that was next on the agenda. We got some beautiful northern lights that night. And then while we were hunting, we came across a grizzly. And I apologize, this isn't the best footage. The grizzly was just over the top of the hill. And unfortunately, right when I shot it, turned its head, and I was aiming for the shoulder, and, well, you can kind of guess where I shot it there. But anyway, great bear. And it's always good to take a predator out of the hunting area. So we had a wolverine first come in, and it took the hide, chewed the nose and the ears off, pulled out a rib cage and chewed on it for a while. And then the next day, another bear came in and completely ripped apart the meat tent. So called Fish and Game, let them know about it. We were able to recover 2 of the quarters and a couple of the other pieces. And while we talked to him, we ended up finding out that the caribou weren't in the area. So we changed plans a little bit. Our 2 buddies are coming in there on the beaver. We're just going to say tag you're it. They're going to float the river. And then Dad and I are going to fly further north, or flew further north, I should say, and we were going to hunt caribou a little further north. So here I am just lounging along the river, or along the lake, while they're getting ready to haul the meat out, or what's left of the meat, and that we're doing a shuttle run. So we flew back to Bettles, because we were low on fuel, got a good night's sleep, got a shower. Dad was able to get some food, and then we were able to fly back out the next day and go caribou hunting, and we'll continue from there on the next video.